Hey, thoughtful explorers! Have you ever been stuck in a situation where you had to choose between two options and both seemed right in different ways? Like when you see someone drop their snack and you wonder whether you should quietly keep walking or pick it up and return it even if it feels a little awkward? Welcome to one of the biggest questions in philosophy. How do we know what's right? Let's begin with something simple. Imagine you find a shiny coin on the ground. It's not yours, but nobody else seems to see it. Should you keep it? Should you leave it? Or should you try to find the person who dropped it? Different people might make different choices, and each one might feel right to someone. But why? Where does this idea of right even come from? Some philosophers say doing the right thing means doing what brings the most happiness to the most people. For example, if helping one person solves a big problem but bothers you a little, the overall happiness might make the choice worth it. This is called utilitarian thinking, and it tries to measure goodness like adding up points in a game. But is life really that simple? What if making one person happy makes someone else sad? Suddenly the math gets a lot more complicated. Others believe that doing the right thing means following rules that protect fairness, respect, and kindness for everyone. If the rule says, "Do not lie," then lying is wrong even if it seems like it could help someone. Rules give us stability and help us avoid chaos. But there are moments when following a rule too strictly feels strange, like when telling the truth hurts someone unnecessarily, and you wonder whether bending the rule a tiny bit might actually be the kinder choice. So which is right, the rule or the kindness? Your feelings can also guide you. When you see someone being bullied and you feel uncomfortable or upset, that feeling is like an inner compass pointing you towards something important. Your emotions aren't perfect, but they can help you notice injustice and empathy. Still, emotions can also trick you, like when you get angry and make a choice you regret later. So emotions help, but they can't be the whole story. Think about your family. Maybe you were taught to share, to speak politely, or to help others. A lot of what you think is right comes from the values you learn while growing up. But people grow up in different families, cultures, and traditions, which means what seems obviously right to one person might look different to someone else. Does that mean there's no such thing as being right? Not necessarily. It just means the world is far more complex and colorful than a single rulebook can explain. Now imagine this scenario. You're on your way to school and see a kid struggling to carry a giant stack of books. Helping them might make you late to class, not helping keeps you on schedule. Both choices have good reasons behind them, so which one is right? Philosophers love questions like this because they show that doing the right thing is often about balancing your intentions, your responsibilities, and your empathy. There's rarely one perfect answer. Instead, there are thoughtful, meaningful choices you can learn from. Here's another angle. What if doing the right thing isn't about following rules or emotions, but about becoming the kind of person who tries to do good naturally? Some philosophers believe that being honest, brave, generous, and fair is like exercising your character muscles. The more you practice these qualities, the stronger they become, and the easier it is to make good choices even in tricky situations. Doing the right thing, then, becomes a lifelong journey rather than a simple decision. Science also plays a role in understanding right and wrong. Psychologists study how people choose, how they form moral opinions, and how the brain reacts to different scenarios. They've found that even kids have a sense of fairness from a very young age, like when a cookie is split unevenly and everyone immediately notices. But science doesn't decide what is right. It only helps us understand how we think about it. Philosophy steps in to ask the deeper questions that science alone cannot answer. Sometimes doing the right thing feels really small, like picking up a friend's pencil or listening to someone who's sad, but those tiny choices shape the way you understand kindness and courage. Other times, doing the right thing feels incredibly big, like standing up to a bully or admitting a mistake, and those moments show how powerful moral decisions can be. And here's the best part. You don't need to be perfect to know what's right. You just need to stay curious, stay open, and keep learning from your experiences. Each time you face a difficult choice, you learn a little more about yourself, your values, and the world around you. Philosophers say that ethics isn't just about giving the correct answer, it's about growing wiser with every question. So the next time you wonder what the right thing to do is, don't panic. Take a breath, think about how your choice affects others, remember your values, and listen to that little voice inside that nudges you toward kindness. You may not always get it perfect, but every thoughtful choice makes you a better version of yourself, someone who tries, learns, and cares. And that, in the world of philosophy, is already something truly right.